The International is back, the theme song is back, and New Meta TI podcasts are back. Yes, welcome back to our first TI preview show for over 2 years with the pandemic and all that. Joining me, Mark and Adam, just like they did in all of those daily TI episodes that we did way back at TI9. Marco, welcome. You excited for TI?
Well, I mean, have we done the update of securing tickets, but then...
We haven't, no.
So we've got the double update of secured tickets, then got slapped by Romania.
I think we did the update of getting the tickets, but we didn't do the update of now we're not going. So if anyone's been living under a rock, you know, now we're not going, unfortunately.
So, I mean, it's been a trilogy of emotions for us. The anticipation of getting we get tickets, securing the tickets, booking flights, etc. And now we're actually back to a domestic TI. However, it will be fun. We will have the new Meta hub alive and well to watch games together.
Yes, because everyone's booked time off work to go to TI, so we have a hub to go to now, which is like very exciting, to be fair. So still going to be a hype TI, that's for sure. Adam, likewise, welcome. TI is a couple days away, pretty exciting.
Yes. I'm holding out hope that it happens.
Yeah, that...
Oh, don't say that.
Well, it makes me scared. It does make me scared. Do we know what the latest is on these teams that got COVID? Because, like, Asta and IG, aren't they, like, all just have it... Do they just all have COVID? Or are they just playing from their rooms with COVID in the group stage?
Yeah, I don't know how bad they got it. Do you know if they were affected?
Some of them were, some of them weren't, I heard. Like, a couple of the players, like, had a fever. So they're not going to be feeling good, but, you know, it's TI. I'm sure they'll play.
Yeah, one positive is that you could play from the room. You could play in quarantine.
Yeah.
Theoretically. And it's like Miracle at the... Where did it... Was it in Singapore?
Animajor, wasn't it, or something?
Animajor.
Or was it Singapore? I don't know.
Well, Animajor, but it was held in... I think it was Singapore. How he's there just dying on the stage. So you can do it from your bedroom.
I remember how controversial that one was.
Oh,
Games getting rescheduled. Adam wasn't sure about that.
That was
a hot debate, that.
Yeah. But yeah, we're not there, but should be quite fun. What do you think in general about TI with no fans in the situation that it is? Do you think it will affect the event much, or do you think that it will sort of run like a normal TI and feel like a normal TI, and we almost won't notice, like perhaps the Animajor? Yeah, how do you think it's going to affect it?
It's going to be way worse. Yeah. In terms of hype, there's no crowd noise. Like, half of the stuff that makes the event so good is hearing the crowd through the background. I think it'll still be awesome. The viewing numbers will still be fine. Maybe even higher because there's not not as many people there. But it's not going to be the same ambiance.
Yeah. Content as well. There's not going to be fun little content pieces because
no cringe crowd interviews.
That would have been
maybe this is actually for the better.
The best quality. That was going to be us though. We were going to be dying to get on the camera.
Oh, I would have loved that, yeah.
That would have been so good.
Get like a random Slacks question in or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Feels bad, yeah. No Dead Yang, no vacations, no EG cowboy skits, feels bad.
Nobody in a purple suit doing the Enigma black hole.
Oh my god. Has someone done that every TI since TI3?
Probably, yeah.
I'd hope so.
Ever since that GIF came out?
Yeah, unbelievable. Everyone's just sat down for that one purple man. Oh, so funny. Thinking about no crowd, I mean, yeah, obviously it's not going to be as good. I'm trying to remember back to the Singapore Animajor, and it is a bit subdued, the post-game interviews, and it is all a bit quiet, which as a major, yeah, it's great because the quality of games was sick, but then in between and the ambience is a bit lacking. So I think it'll be like a bit better than what the NA major was like in terms of atmosphere, because it'll just be a bit bigger a setup, a bit more quality and content. But then, yeah, you'll miss a lot of the spark. But the games should still be sick. Hopefully get some good OD casting.
Yeah. They're still going to play in the stadium, aren't they? It's just going to be empty.
On the main event, yeah.
Yeah. Unless teams have got COVID, and then, I don't know. They probably won't want them out of the room. No, I don't know what will happen there, but... Yeah. Just fingers crossed nothing happens. That's for sure.
Who's the casting combos that we want to hear? Because it's not certain which talent will cast, isn't it? So like a Kyle or a Cap or a Gods.
I think it will... Well, what we know, it will be OD Fogged, right? We know that.
Yeah.
We can be quite confident that it will be Lyrical Trent.
Suns fan, Cinderin.
Yes. Yeah.
Hopefully, who would Kyle commentate with?
I think
Does
it'll be
he
Cap
commentate with
Kyle
Cap?
usually.
Is
Cap
it?
Kyle
That
and
sounds
then
good.
Lacoste Lizard. And then I guess
Ooh,
Gareth.
Lacoste and Lizard are too much. It might be Moxie Lizard.
Right, actually good shout. Oh, is Moxie there? I don't think Moxie's going, is she?
Yeah, well, I know she's talent. I don't know
Oh,
if
really?
she's... Yeah.
Oh, you're right, yeah. Moxie Lizard and then Lacoste Gareth.
I feel so bad on Lacoste. I think he's quality.
You don't rate
Lacoste-
Gareth? I actually
No,
love Gareth.
I don't rate. I don't. I have to get behind the Brit talent, but
Gareth's grown on me, honestly.
really,
Yeah.
I think I don't know. Tries too hard.
He's actually good at getting words out, though, that, like, make sense and doesn't, like, splutter, if you know what I mean.
Maybe he can win me over. I hope he does. But Lacoste, I think, is underrated. And the Lacoste OD combo, I think, is stellar. It is honestly so good. So I'd love Lacoste to get some limelight. He's underrated.
Who did
They
we
might
say
do some
Cap
fun.
is with?
Kyle.
Kyle, I think.
That's okay.
And then you've got the likes of BSJ, Aoi on the panel, hopefully, as insightful people.
Yeah, there's Effie on the panel, and then
Effie on the panel.
I'm sure... I don't know what Hotbit's going to be doing. I guess interviews. Purge,
Virtual
Weatherman
interviews.
Purge, Slacks
Yeah.
interviews.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, and also, like,
You've got
BSJ.
Jenkins on the panel. Did we say that? Jenkins is really
Jenkins panel.
BSJ as well.
You got
good.
a lot of
Coddle guy
panelists.
host.
Yeah. I wonder if they know who the main stage panels will be, because obviously in group stage you've got a lot more content, more streams, so you've got the need for all the talent. But then obviously not everyone will make it to the main stage or the main event. So I wonder if they have an idea or if they'll wait and see how well people perform.
I think they'll know. I think that all of that stuff's, like, decided. You can't have casters, like, getting told the day before, like, what sets they're gonna be
Merlini.
doing, I mean,
Grand final.
Oh.
Solo cast.
yeah. I think there'll be another one in the group stage. There'll be, like, a Purge Gods duo or something, like, a bit grim like that. No offense.
Period Slacks or something.
I love Purging Gods, but they did last TI as a duo, and it's just not. It's not there.
Was
I
there a
actually quite
newcomer
like
stream
those.
going on last time?
Good question.
Was there what? Sorry.
Newcomer stream was a thing, but I
No,
don't know
they
if it
didn't do
happened
it.
last year.
No, they didn't do it last year. Or if they did, I know that Purge didn't do it.
Because Purge was really good at that.
Yeah, he doesn't. I've seen him talk about it. I think he doesn't enjoy it very much.
Yeah, I
Which
don't
is
think it would be
understandable.
very enjoyable if you've been playing forever to explain it.
It'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see. I want a Kyle BSJ duo in the groups at least. Like, although I don't know who would do play by play actually. So that's a bit of an awkward one because they used to do that with Grant. But obviously Grant's are like banished to the Shadow Realm now.
Hiss.
Yeah. So yeah.
Give me the Jenkins, Kyle, BSJ TriCast, or maybe Owie We got to represent NA. Just give me an NA hub.
NA try.
Like a quad cast.
Yeah. So those talents will be interesting. Let's get on to the teams then, because there's 18 of them, so if we're going to give a word to each of them, could be here for a while.
Am I doing games?
I'm not doing games for TI Preview Pod, it's too big. Your game's been world class this week or something.
No RD2L update? No.
We're doing RD2 update at the end. Doing RD2 update at the end. Got to get through some S tier teams.
Is this not like a real episode? This is like a bonus episode or something?
This is like pods on pause. The new music's in. The new fans are in, cheering for TI. I think
it's such a good RD2 update, though. Damn.
I got them. Let's go. I can't. We can't turn down a hype RD2 update.
Okay. It was yesterday. It's fresh on my mind. That's why normally it's like later in the week when we do these. But 15 minutes before match time, our mid says they cannot play. So we have to find a stand-in and scramble.
Mid had to get eye surgery, emergency.
And mid is an Ancient 2. So you can only get an Ancient 2 or below. So we find an Ancient 1 and have them play off lane, which means I shift to middle. And I have to lane against a rank 300.
Nice. Get the razor out.
Yeah, sweat it.
No, they banned it.
Oh.
Yeah. So for game 1, we don't have last pick, which is even worse. So we have to he's played 8 different heroes in 8 games, so there's nothing to ban. They first pick Lina, so it's okay, that's probably, they can flex that to mid. Gotta pick something to lane against a Lina. So we go Zeus, because it's I can stay back. They banned Sniper, they banned my weird things. I wanted mid AA, but they just wouldn't give it to me. And then they last pick
demands
Husker.
mid AA versus rank 300. That's love to see.
Yeah, and then they pick Husker, last pick, and he stands on my high ground and just zones me out.
Oh no.
And he is 1900 ahead of me out of the laning stage. It was a bummer. And we lost. He got a really fast Ags.
Okay, so no dream turnaround.
It was pretty funny, though. It's I called out that he was doing the first Roche, and then we just walked over, and I do my ult and my W, and he gets bashed by Roche, and we take Roche. We get it, and it's we've done it, we've won the game, but it doesn't work that way. It was a really good time to spam the Slacks line, though. Oh no! So, and then game 2, we had last pick, and they picked Medusa, and we picked Viper, and then we won. So,
Pog?
1-1, we'll take it.
Yeah,
against
impressive.
Against a rank 300. Just give me a farm trade. I feel it's you dumb down the skill cap of your rank 300 if you give him Medusa.
Yeah.
It's
I agree with that, yeah.
I can pull even with a rank 300 on Medusa if we're just going to both farm trade. But if you're going to pick Husker, he's going to zone me out and I'm going to get nothing. There's no outplay on a Medusa. So it brings the level of what you have to provide way, way down.
Yeah, and, you put a decent amount of weight on the other 4 players to get you to a point where your rank 300 can show his ability to carry a game on Dusa, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, and actually second pick is so strong. So strong. Because you get last pick of second and last phase.
Yeah, that's nuts. That's actually nuts when you think about it.
They picked Medusa, then we pick Anti-Mage. And then they pick LC, and we pick Viper. And it's just... They did one LC. It was just kind of over,
Yeah.
We just get you get the carry counter pick and the mid counter pick. So I feel second pick is very, very strong and huge for TI. I don't think anybody's going to be picking sides unless they just have some comp they want to run.
It's interesting because I feel last day of TI, suddenly first pick is OP because there's some heroes that are just X factors. think about last final, it's like OG or Nigma or whatever, they're always going to go first pick so they can get like some I or Ench or something.
Well, in RD2L, where there is no meta, second pick is way stronger.
Yeah.
Because first pick, people are just like picking their 5 because they don't, this is like the least, you pick Jakiro or you pick Lina or something because it's just, you don't want to reveal the cores.
Yeah, that's fair.
Oh, and we techies them, game 2. I forgot to even mention that. We brought out the dark magic. Yeah. And
against a Dusa, that's bold. I guess that's why they picked Dusa, because they saw techies, maybe.
Probably.
Interesting. Let's move on to a less exciting tournament format compared to RD12, the International. I've split the teams into S tier, A tier, B tier, C tier, and wild cards. You guys can openly disagree with any of the heroes, like any of the categories, sorry, not the heroes, when I present them to you, but S tier teams I have down PSG, LGD, and EG. I don't know how you guys feel about that, but do you think those two are the two favourites, or do you think perhaps one of them, LGD or even EG, is like the standalone favourites, or how do you see like the actual upper echelons, like the S tier of TI this time around?
I think those are the two S tier teams, and I think you can't put EG first because they've never won anything ever. Going back to TI5, even though they're first by like a wide margin in the DPC standings, they haven't won like a major.
Yeah, whereas LGD won the last major, right? So
yeah, they win like all the time. So they have a history of winning. So I feel like comfortably 1A, if you want to do like 1A, 1B, because I feel like they're both super, equally matched. They have really close games when they play heads up. But until you've actually won something, probably can't be first. Doesn't mean I'm putting EG as winning though. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah. What do you think needs to go right for EG to win this time? They've got a slightly different lineup in the past because they've got Abed and Ice now instead of Sumail and S4. So it's this roster's first time at TI, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah, because they've been together for a while.
Yeah.
I just think they need a couple of breaks. It seems like they always get unlucky. You just need to have a couple things go your way.
Yeah.
Whether that means you like dodge a team that's really doesn't match up well against you because they lose early or something, or if they get to the what's that winner bracket final, right? Mm-hmm. Where you're guaranteed top 3. Like, I like their chances if they can do that. Although at the major they had that sick lower bracket run, so they proved they can do that.
What do you think, Marco? What are you looking out for with EG this time? Your boys, how do you rate their chances and etc.?
So I'm thinking about how they finished second at we play Anime Major and Singapore Major, and it's one of those where you might feel like not placing first maybe gets rid of a bit of pressure. Like maybe, like Adam says, they're 1B. They're not out and out favourites, winning first place all the time, and therefore highly expected to continue the trend. You could argue, they finish second. They know they've got the potential. They don't have that 1A pressure of continue the first place trend, but they know they're good enough. Maybe that's gonna be better. I'm just being a bit contrived. Obviously, would rather than win the majors.
Well, it's not it's not the secret and VP pressure that those teams have to deal with, where like they won everything for a full year and then, come TI, they lose the magic. And the other thing is that, second, that's not third. That's what EG was third for years. Now they're second is like, they're inching closer. Getting to finals is a big deal.
Yeah. That definitely gives them the belief. I mean, they're on paper. With the first major where they lost to IG 3-2, no one would have expected them to get reverse wiped. They absolutely had it in them to come first. So
and one hand on the trophy.
Yeah, there's no reason they can't. They know they can reach the heights of the best in the world because the Singapore major definitely had the best in the world, as did the NA major. PSG, LGD out them. It could easily be them two in the finals again. So it is theirs to take, and they've got the form. I think it's good that they don't have Omega pressure. Obviously, the last 4 or 5 years adds pressure every time, but it does feel like they're in a healthy spot. They got Dr. K, magic ingredient. The team, I
feel like Dr. K is too much of a mix-up. It's too much of like an ego in there. Do you not fit imposing psychology on Dota players?
Nah, I mean you just have to take
he's their
OG's
wellness coach.
Yeah, it's true. I mean,
you have to use coffee winners, and OG did it to success. And
OG
they
got some psychologists in there.
Yeah, they had some psychologists. That was a big deal a couple of years ago.
Sports psychologists are really common.
Yeah, so I genuinely think that's going to help. And I mean, they have just become more
such an EG move getting like a Twitch celebrity psychologist host.
Is it actually Twitch celebrity?
Oh yeah, Dr. K is huge.
Yeah.
Is he? That's funny.
Yeah, it's got 600,000 YouTube subscribers.
God, pure marketing. Wolveseg.com.
.wolves.
Yeah. He's actually a diehard Wolves fan.
Yeah, that's how he's in there. He's on the chair of EG. Of Wolves.
Yeah.
But thinking about TI trends, it's only Alliance, if I'm correct, in the last decade, well, since the Alliance's days, that there's been this absolute dominant season team that then has met expectations of TI. I can't remember. And carried through, because TI4 with the Chinese teams, can't really remember. 5 with EG. I mean, I can't really remember them dominating the year before that.
Not the whole year.
No, it was kind of after 5 when you had VP and Secret. I think it was Secret and then VP.
Yeah, because you had Wings out of nowhere, Team Liquid lower run, OG underdog storyline. So yeah,
OG was big too, and they got knocked out. They got huskered, remember, by TNC or whatever. OG had won almost all the majors when the majors first came out.
That's very true. Yeah, they got nailed, choked.
Green OG, not Red Bull OG.
Yeah,
it's funny though, because I would agree with what you're saying more in terms of the pressure being off because they haven't won anything, kind of. If they were like 7th in DPC like Secret, I look at Secret and think, wow, how under the radar are Secret coming into this TI? More under the radar than any time, like any tournament Secret's been in for the last 3 years. But EG, I feel like they're consistently the best team. I know PSG LGD are the favourites because they won the last major and didn't ever look like it was in doubt, so they're like mega hot. But if I was going to bet on a team to come top 3, I feel like I'd bet on EG. Because, I mean, they've come second and they just are always so solid. So everyone knows that they're an S-tier team, so I don't know like how under the radar they come in terms of pressure as well. Maybe it's been so long since they won something that the expectation isn't even there anymore. People are just like waiting for them to come 3rd or 2nd, so there's not pressure.
Yeah, there's definitely expectation that they'll be top 3.
Yeah.
I think that's fair, but they've had that expectation for years, and they do kind of, I mean, they've been consistently getting top 3, so it's not like they can't not hit that baseline expectation. Obviously now the expectation's ramped up, but I mean, it's like a given that they get top 3, but they always choked.
Yeah.
And I feel like now the quality and the experience is there to not choke. Plus Dr. K.
TI 2014, 3rd. TI 2015, that's TI5, they win. Next year, 3rd. And then 2017, not great.
Yeah, they lost to Empire. That was the time it went bad.
Then 2018, 3rd. Then 2019, 5th, 6th. Like, that's sick.
Yeah,
that's super consistent.
They're gonna be there, like thereabouts.
Yeah,
but then
that makes your year. I mean, you're making like $500,000 every time you're doing that.
Yeah.
So
there aren't many teams where you could say it's borderline impossible for them to not be upper bracket after groups. Do you know what I mean? It's like they're going to be
Yeah.
a top 4 team in the groups. Like any of these other teams, like a VP, LGD, even like there's a higher chance LGD just have a shocker than EG having a shocker. Like they just don't have a shocker. They're
What I'd
so
say
solid.
about LGD is that they've got the same TI history as EG. They don't have the first place, but I feel like outside that they have marginally better.
Third, second, yeah.
Because they've got 5th, 6th in 2014, but then 15, or maybe 16 they did bad, but 15, 17, 18, 19 in 3, 4, 2, 3.
Yeah, they're
So they're equally high tier TI finishers. So I can see them smashing it. A point about... Go on.
No, I was just going to move on to LGD a little bit. Did you want to say something about EG again?
No.
Okay, I was just going to say about LGD, they've got a new lineup other than Arme, so maybe the TI, it's like maybe a bad combination of having a lot of TI like noobs. I mean, obviously Faith Pian's, isn't he? Didn't he win it with Wings?
Yeah.
Okay, so not TI noobs, but like a new TI roster, a noob roster, plus the expectation to win because first of all, like China haven't won for ages, so mega pressure. Second of all, China, again, just like a billion fans. And then third, they're the absolute favourites. So I feel like they'll be under a lot of pressure. Whether or not they'll feel it, I don't know. It's definitely pretty sick that they have Zhao 8 and Faith Beyond there, who are like just old school, very experienced players that maybe would like keep the boat steady. But I mean, it'll be interesting to see how they play. Do you think there's a chance that they'll do a Animajor and they're just like out and out better than everyone else and just crush 3-0 finals?
To add to your... I think they could, but also Zhao 8's a TI winner.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's 2 of them.
Yeah.
In the squad.
That's very solid, yeah. Coach and player. It's like in the booth and out the booth, just TI winners.
I don't think there'll be an alliance performance like TI3 at this. It's nearly impossible.
Yeah, it's too hard with the drafting.
To like go, I think they went undefeated in groups and then upper bracket all the way.
Yeah, they lost 1 game before the grand final to a burning anti-mage.
And then it was 3-2 in the grand final, but, you know, came out on top.
Yeah, I mean, I would say it's hard, but at the same time, it's like, you look at last TI, OG first in groups, upper bracket the whole way, kind of didn't... I mean, you could say that they were 2-1 upper bracket final against LGD, maybe? Maybe they were 1-0 down in that series, so it's not like alliance level, but I don't know if you'd say it was a dominating TI for OG. Perhaps. I mean, they won the group and then went through the upper bracket. I suppose they never had an elimination game. So it is possible, and LGD could probably... I mean, they looked so good at the last major. It's just so difficult when all 18 teams, are just grinding scrims and like upping their level so much. It's just seems impossible for that to happen, but maybe. Looking beyond then to the sum of the A tier teams.
Before we leave,
go on.
another final point on LGD would be last year being in China definitely had an impact on the Chinese teams. I don't think China's performed so poorly. I know
no one in the final is like really rough.
Yeah,
in China it's rough.
I think that genuinely got to them, the pressure of being on home turf. So it kind of reminds me of these majors we've had in the year where it's 2 Chinese teams have won them. I feel like they could be in the groove in a less pressured environment. Small point, but you never know.
It's definitely relevant. You know that the Chinese teams probably have more pressure on them than other teams, probably. At least that seems to be like what talent says about like the China scene, lots of pressure. So when you combine that with TI in China, it's like too much. But here, maybe it's just the right amount.
Yeah.
Best of the rest then. In my A tier, I have written here, if I can find it, IG, Secret, Virtus Pro and Vici Gaming. do you guys think this is the best of the rest? And out of that bunch, IG Secret, VP, Vici, are there any that you think stand above the rest, or do you think aren't actually that good and you don't expect to be like an A-tier sort of top 6 team?
I think Secret won't perform. I think Secret...
Controversial opinion, sir.
I don't think they've got the meta under wraps. Obviously, there's a lot of time in this final phase of the season to get it under wraps, but I think historically, when they've choked at TI, I don't think it was a matter of, they couldn't draft, they couldn't play meta. I think it was more individual skill reasons rather than strategic, if that makes sense.
Shitting on mid 1 2 years later.
Mid 1 and Nisha's choked. And I just think the rest of them as well, like Yapsaw, Zai's always been there, but I think 3 of the 5 haven't been robust at TIs. I think Secret obviously have shown to dominate DPC seasons. They haven't dominated this one. I think they're too far behind to catch up. I can't see them going from pretty weak to overcoming the drafting and understanding of the game that the tier 1 teams have, and even tier 2 A-tier teams. And then they've got the mechanical edge. Well, they don't have the mechanical edge compared to some of these other world-class players, so I think Secret are going to struggle.
What do you think?
I like Secret, smiley face. I like Zai, smiley face. I think he's the best player in the game.
Die hard AG.
Wow. I think they'll be fine. I don't think Virtus Pro performs out of that group, to be honest. I think Secret is solidly A tier, and I would probably say like T1, IG. I don't know how many you want to put into each batch, but that's probably it for me. I think like Virtus Pro ends up 3rd in DPC off the back of like winning the weak CIS region twice. So I don't know how much stock I really put into it. Honestly, I'd probably put Quincy Crew over them. You know?
Yeah, I agree.
They actually performed at majors and stuff.
It's funny, I sort of look at VP and Secret in a similar way, because both of these teams, like we've said, are teams that have dominated DPC seasons. And I know the VP roster is very different to the No One Ramsey solo team that did that. But still, they like crushed through CIS twice, which it's a weak region, but you think of someone like Team Spirit, and these teams have done all right in big lands, but somehow VP just have been really poor in the 2 majors. Similar story with Secret. They won the first DPC season, and then I think came like 4th or 5th or something in the second one. I can't remember, but very underwhelming and didn't do well at the major. Didn't even qualify for the second major, I don't think. So there are 2 juggernaut teams that have basically got off the back of winning league play in their own region. So it's hard to assess how well they do, but I feel like people
are they just good at CIS Dota, or are they like...
Yeah. People really rate their players, VP. You know, people rave about how insanely good GPK is and how insanely good, like, Nightfall, number 1 MMR in Europe or whatever, like, even DM, Kingslayer, Save, like, these sicko players. Can they get it together for TI? I kind of think that they can. I feel like I wouldn't be surprised if they just... I think their ceiling is high, and I think the same for Secret, but I also think that their floor is low as well. They're just really hard to place. I have a feeling that Secret will be okay. I think they'll do quite well because...
I mean, most of the teams are pretty hard to parse. Like...
Yeah, because of how the year's been. It really is just like, just guessing based off like not much information. But
I mean, if you want to like a South American team could come in and like go on one of their crazy runs, right?
Let's go Thunder Predator.
But it's like a low, it's high variance but low probability of that happening. Whereas someone like EG, known quantity, they have a 5% chance of flaming out, but you're pretty much guaranteed a top 6, I would think.
Yeah.
But I think you get down like anywhere below the top 4 teams, it's like throwing darts is where they're going to end up.
Yeah. I think
VP figured out the meta.
Yeah. Yeah, the meta's like a big big factor for sure. Like, who just finds it. Also because the meta's new as well. The actual meta game hasn't been around long, and the teams haven't been playing that much. I think VP will do better than Secret, honestly. Like, if I was going to bet on it, I'm kind of with Marco. I feel like Secret, I wouldn't be surprised if they came like 5th in groups and just were lower bracket or something grim like that.
Yeah.
Like, I could see it happening. Whereas I actually do think VP, for some reason, I don't know why, but I just feel like VP could get it together better. They're the kind of team that feels like if they are scrimming and they're feeling good and they've like found this fast-paced style and that's something that's worked for them, they could ride that into like a top 4, top 5. Whereas Secret, I feel like even if they got it right, it's just the nature of Puppy to just be like... Back when they were crushing DPC, they weren't doing it because they found some like crushing meta. It's because like they were just had been better than any other team for like the last year. It's just not the case anymore. It's almost like what Marco was saying. I feel like for Secret to be favourites coming in, it's like a slow wind up where they're just playing so much better than any other team, and that the evidence isn't there, so it's hard to draw the same conclusions than we might at a previous TI when they've been crushing.
Yeah, obviously Secret got amazing players, but it's not like you're categorising them as superstar world-class players. I do think it was that Puppy and strategy drafting completely bamboozled every other team for some reason. Like, the pieces fell into place.
Their pools were so big that they could just play
the
whatever.
hero pools. It all just fell into place, and no other team was anywhere close. Dominate. It's just not been the case this season. So, I agree with Stan. I think VP could have a run, and I think what I'd say, yes, they smashed DPC, failed at majors, but because they are such a young team, the players are like all teenagers or something crazy. Yeah. I do think that marginal learning from each tournament could accumulate into this run at TI. Even though they had disappointing performances, I think they would learn a lot from them just by being so young and raw. And then you've got the skill, obviously. GPK, he was on the leaderboards with the most MMR in the world because all the regions have mixed. Other VP players like DM or whatever, really high MMR. I think they've got the skill there. So, yeah, I think they could have a run. Yeah,
no, it'll be interesting to see. Adam mentioned T1. We'll get to them in a minute because they're maybe a B plus or like A minus team. But a word on Invictus Gaming and Vici, sort of the other Chinese teams other than Astra and Elephant, which we'll get to later. Or, you can mention any team you want.
Astra, the entire team plus management has COVID.
Yes.
So, like...
They're going to play, though. Like they're just going to be dead.
it just, like, sinks the ship, though.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I mean, that's why
unless
they're not
they've all recovered. Yeah.
Yeah. I think IG and Vici, though... I know the Chinese fans are pretty high on IG. They think IG can win. And they're not as high on Vici. And I kind of feel like I agree with the Chinese fans in the sense that Vici, it just feels like they're a known quantity because, like, Ori Snorri, we just know... Like, Ori Snorri, DY, like, Old 11... It feels like the team that plays a Deucer strat and wins because they're really good at it until it doesn't work anymore and then they crash out of the tournament. Whereas IG are a bit more like flashy and they have Emo, they have JT, and they're a bit more wild, Fly, great carry that has a wide hero pool, and they can mix things up a bit more. And whereas Vici are quite mechanical, or at least that's
I reckon they'll get figured out. I reckon they'll get a good placing, but I think, they won't be dynamic enough like a flashy IG, like you say.
Yeah. Do you have anything else to say? I mean, it's really hard to make any predictions on, especially the regions that we haven't seen a lot of, like China.
I didn't realise on Asta, it says Lanem is a coach and Burning is a co-owner.
I think Lanem's their 5, isn't he? At least it says it on Liquidpedia.
Oh, it says 5 and coach. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Is Kaka not a TI winner? I thought...
No, he came second in TI7, didn't he, with Newbie?
But he wasn't on the Newbie that won.
No, only Faith was on the Newbie that won, and he's not on Newbie anymore.
That was Banana and Sansheng, I guess, as the support duo. Yeah. I agree. I rate... IG over Vici.
Yeah, IG are my favourite Chinese team because I like Emo and JT. I don't really like Kaka that much. I like Fly. I mean, they're a fun team. Kind of SEA China mix because JT and Ollie are two of their players from Malaysia.
Yeah.
And then Vici Gaming, that's just classic China stack. 5 Chinese players.
Yeah. Although I think DY is probably the best support out of those 4. But
yeah.
Yeah, doesn't old 11 like throw a lot? Or is that
he has volatile games, yeah. Like booms it or fails.
Yeah, he can be the best 3 like in the world when he has a good game. He has some games where you're like, oh no, this guy's actually just too good at the game, playing a Doom
he's like
or something.
Yang. He's like Yang then.
Yeah, a bit like Yang, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Whereas JT's like the opposite. JT just like, I know I've probably said this anecdote loads, but JT just plays a Mars. He's like me. He just misses spears and like bulwarks like all game, and then still just crushes somehow. You know, he's like he can't hit creeps with like a W, and that still just wins. It's so funny. I watched at the major that they won. I was like watching BSJ stream, and BSJ's just like JT player perspective, like losing his mind that he can't like hit creeps with his spells, and yet still is like right place, right time, like instant initiation. Just doesn't really matter that much if you hit creeps with your Q, like as long as you hit the hero with it when it matters. So they're a fun team to watch for sure. Yeah. Let's move on then. So that's the tier A teams as we see it. And then we get to some of the wild cards, but some teams that we're a bit more familiar with as well. So BT, I have T1 that Adam shouted as a potential team that maybe could transcend this list, but with them at the moment, Alliance, Aster, they have COVID, so who knows what that effect will be, and then Quincy and Beast Coast. Any of the teams that you want to have a word on? I know you're an Alliance fan, Marco, or you were an Alliance fan. I don't know where you stand on that one, but how do you feel about their chances, or like what do you look out for when you watch Alliance this TI?
I'm still a massive Alliance fan. I think I'm apprehensive about how well they'll perform given how they did at the majors. I think they justifiably did very well in the Europe DPC. Then it turned out Europe was the weakest region, and Alliance crumbled with the rest of them. So I'm a bit no, obviously they're not as highly ranked team. I will be cheering for them very hard. I hope they surprise me and have a run. But the competition this year, I mean, it just gets bigger every year with just how good teams are, how good players are. So,
we'll never not cheer for S4 and Prison Arteezy.
Yeah, I think what matters for them is that the meta matches to what they're good at. I don't think they're a team that can play any meta or have a very wide hero pool. I do think they need a few really strong heroes to be their heroes. Like Limps, if it's in Limps' pool, if it's in S4's pool, and if it's in Nico's pool, they've got a shot. But if they're playing heroes that aren't their like top 3 heroes, like a DK, like a Nico Morph or something,
Limp Death Prophet or something.
Yeah, Limp Death Prophet. If they can't get these signature heroes, I think they will struggle.
I agree with that point. Actually, it doesn't feel like a team where you give a blank meta, they're going to be outplayed by like LGD or EG. But if it's all in their favour, like maybe they can compete for sure. So I think that's a good shout. Interesting, just to backtrack, we mentioned how LGD have 2 TI winners, Xiaowei and Faith Bian. They actually have 3 because their 5 is Innocence, who won with Wings as well. So actually half of their roster is TI winners. So this LGD team is actually pretty scary. Adam, you mentioned T1. Is it time? Can an SEA team come top 3 in TI? I don't think they have done that before, but do you think T1's like the best SEA team we've ever seen going into a TI? Or
yeah, I mean they overachieved pretty hard at the NA Major. 23 Savage is very good. Cuckoo is very good.
Yeah. I mean, Carl's
I don't
really
know
good
if
as well.
are they the best? Or like there's old like TNC or like Fnatic squads that were like really, really strong that just failed to deliver.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like T1's kind of they could totally flame out. It's hard to determine because wasn't there a tournament after the NA Major that they didn't do as well in?
I can't remember.
I don't know.
To be honest.
I don't know. It's like any team can spike one tournament. You know, like it can all align for one tournament and seem like, oh, this is the squad, and then after that, kind of like fade back down or regress back to the mean. But as long as like Morphling,
yeah,
is a thing, they have a chance.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like, unlike a lot of SEA teams, I actually feel quite confident that T1 will do well for them. You know, I think they'll be solid. I think they'll come top 6 or like top. I think they'll come top 8. I don't think there's a chance that they'll just crash out and do poorly. All the other SEA teams, and in the past other SEA teams, you really don't know. It's like on their day, yeah, they can play a series of anyone, but will it be their day? Who knows? With T1, I feel like they're gonna be solid. They just are a solid team. Like Cuckoo, I feel like is a really, really underrated 3. Always so consistent and so effective, and just an all-round solid, sick player. You know, MMR crushes as well, Pub Stomper, and then obviously we mentioned 23 Savage. He's a great POS 1. He's almost like SEA Arteezy almost. He's just better than he's just the best SEA carry, I think, just by far. And then they've got this Carl mid who's a bit of an unknown quantity, a bit wacky, solid, and that's kind of what you want out of a 2. And then their support duo I don't know as much about, but I think they'll be good, and I think that they could definitely. There's no team where I'm like, oh yeah, they're just going to get 2-0'd if they play them. Like even if they play LGD, they could definitely go 1-1 in the groups, and then obviously come main stage, who knows? So yeah, I'm kind of hot on T1's chances as well. I think they're a solid team.
Yeah.
Whether they can push into sort of the penultimate day of TI is another question. Can they come top 3? I don't think so, but maybe. A lot of people really rate them. Maybe I underrate them a bit, but a lot of people rate them.
I can see them doing they get knocked into lower bracket, have a bit of a run, hit to kind of eighth point, and then call it a day. But like other teams, they've got a chance to have a run. They've got the quality.
I think upper bound is top 3. Something that 5% of the time.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they came I wouldn't be surprised if they came like 4th or 5th or 6th. I would be surprised if they came 3rd. Yeah, but
I almost get ahead of a lot of good teams to get
4th,
top 5. Yeah,
or even 5th, 6th. They've got to get ahead of a lot of good teams. But that's the upper bound for me. Is probably like 4th would be a great finish for them. I would sort of think that they're going to come either 5th, 6th or 7th, 8th. I don't think they'll do worse than. Maybe they could come 9th, 12th. I don't think they'd have to do poorly to not come 8th. I think maybe I'm overrating them now. Maybe I've flip-flopped.
Something.
Well, you can't. It's like you can't throw every team in the top 8. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I can't believe I never realised this. I was on the Liquipedia. I was looking at organisation, and then Faker was there and Boxer, and I was like, wait a sec. On these South Korean gaming legends, like why are they on this page? And then scrolled up and it says T1, formerly SK Telecom. T1.
Telecom, yes.
I did not realise.
I didn't realise that was the same team.
It's the same organisation.
Yes.
Oh my god! I'm like,
that's why
I'm now a Tier 1 fan. I did not realise.
Why are they not SKT then? Why are they not SKT?
Why would you not use that brand? Yeah, Boxer, founder, like.
Well, they're not a South Korean team.
True.
But still.
Same organisation.
Yeah.
Get
Casper.
waving the flag. Yeah,
I guess. Reps and Casper.
That's cool.
That is cool, actually. Yeah, I like them more now that I know that. Adam, Quincy crew, talk to me. What's going on? The true NA team. You know, they actually have NA players, so this really is like the NA hope. They're
the hope. Do you want my bold prediction?
Yes, I want your bold prediction.
This is all 3 NA teams are top 8. That's my...
Oh, let's go. Team Undying.
Yeah, I think...
Undying flying out in the groups.
People are sleeping on Undying. Undying is a solid squad.
Tomato, Bryle, Sableye, Mumi, and Nadubu. Top 8 TI.
Tomato and Bryle cannot get more than 18.
This is like the most talented NA has been. I feel like these 3 squads are real good.
I thought
I'm not sure about Undying, to be honest. I feel like Undying are flying out in the groups, personally. But
well, Quincy is definitely talented enough to
Quincy sure.
Top 4.
Oh really? Yes. You think so?
Yes.
This is too much, man.
Yes, they totally can. But I think top 8 is not even like that outlandish of a finish. Lelis is a god on 3. SVG is a great captain, or Loa. Quinn, if he keeps his head on straight, can lane with anybody. And Uar is a real stable...
I'm not sure about Uar.
Come on.
I'm not sure about Uar.
I said stable. I didn't say, like,
stable immortal.
He's not gonna...
He's not gonna go down to Divine Flight.
I thought I was biased and delusional. UNA fans with Quincy Crew.
You just wait.
Let me rinse off some results of Quincy Crew. So, last ESL 1 summer, 2-0 loss against OG, 2-0 loss against Tier 1. In Annie Major, lost against Tier 1, lost against VG, struggled against No Ping. In Singapore, lost against VP, and then fair enough, lost against LGD. They're losing against all these cusp of 8th place to 12th place teams at all the grand majors. It's like, they don't have it in them, and it is my view. They might appear to have quality because they're in NA, which notoriously sucks.
We're talking about how good they performed, or how good T1 and VG performed at the Anna Major.
Yeah, they did well.
Yeah, and these results are 2-1, best of 3s against...
Yeah, I think that's it. I just don't think I don't think they've quite got it. Take a game off a good team, but time and time again, they don't win a best of 3 against a B tier team or an A tier team, not even B/A. That's my view. They don't win a best of 3. So for that reason, 17th to 18th. Alright, only kidding. Bottom half.
Yeah, we'll see. Top 8, all 3 squads.
Okay, I mean, that's great.
Team Undying.
Undying, actually.
Come on.
I mean, Quincy Crew, though, they are good. They're a solid team. They're a good team.
Yeah.
I don't, and I think, I wouldn't be surprised if they came 7th, 8th. I don't think they're going to do, there's no way they're coming like 4th, though. I just don't feel like it's possible. I don't feel like their players are good enough. I've never watched UR and felt like, wow, this guy's actually a sick position 1. Quinn, I do really like. I do like Quinn. I think he's really good, and I enjoy what. Obviously, like, I know nothing about being a POS 1, like professional POS 1. This is all just like talking heads. But Quinn, I really like. Lelis, yeah, I don't know. I don't think he's a god.
He's a good watch on stream.
And then MSS and SVG, I'm not sure if SVG has the strats. Like SVG and Keizu, the strats for top 4 TI.
Well, like you've said, not everyone can finish top 8. You can't just throw Quincy into top 6, top 4 all of a sudden. Someone has to populate the bottom half.
You told me the
Quincy's all over it. So what's the upper bound?
The upper bound is 4th.
Oh, come on.
For Quincy.
Oh, we need to up. Nah.
I said
what's the upper bound for Undying?
17th.
Top 8. They're going to top 8. I think they're going to have their upper bound and get top 8.
Oh, that's pog.
The Moon hysteria in NA is just too much. It is crazy.
Is sick.
I can't wait for first game of quals when Undying smash EG 2-0.
Yeah.
Oh no, not EG, because EG are also NA. They smash LGD 2-0.
Imagine.
And Adam's question mark in chat.
Oh my god.
NA Dota Season 1 DPC. Evil Geniuses, Quincy Crew, and Undying all finished 6-1. And they triple tie for first. and it just comes down to tie breaks. Season 2, they go 1-2-3 again. 7-0 to Quincy Crew, 6-1 to EG, 5-2 to Undying. Like, I don't...
Yeah.
If the only teams you're losing to are Undying and Quincy Crew, like, you're handling your business.
Yeah. To be fair, you got to remember how they got here, Marco. It's tough to come through 4 Zoomers, black and yellow on the cut.
Like an eternal enemy final boss.
Listen, you're the cut fan over here.
Yeah, I am the cut. I've paid money to the cut. They have my cash in their bank accounts. So, yeah.
You know, Moon Meander, he finished second at a TI, and he's on Undying.
That's true. That's true.
Carried by resolution.
Let's move on.
Anyway, yeah. These NA teams... Well, my final point about this bracket of B tier... So you had Alliance, Asta, T1, Quincy. You actually had Beast Coast. But I think like 1 or 2 of these teams are going to be unfortunate with the bracket. And it's almost impossible to happen. And it could be a Quincy. I can see it happening again where they're in the upper bracket. Wow, they do great in groups, but then get beaten 2-1 by a B plus tier team and then drop down and then have an unfortunate run where they face another B tier team and just get slapped at a kind of...
Tough game, yeah.
I mean, but there's always going to be tough games for these middle tier teams that I don't think Quincy could overcome.
If you come out well in groups, that's almost top 8.
Yeah, but they're losing the first game.
You're saying they lose upper bracket and then lose the elimination.
Yeah, I think.
Well, they have done that. That's what they did at the. That's what they did at the major.
last 2 TIs.
Yeah.
Well, the last 2 TIs, the SVG stack has got upper bracket. And in fact, in one of them, they won the groups at TI8. But then, in fact, in both of them, they lost to OG, the eventual winners, which is very, again, Marcus talking about unfortunate bracket placements.
Yeah, I mean,
and
Quinn
then they
top
lose
8'd.
their first game.
Quinn top 8'd with Optic and PPD.
Yeah, PPD though, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Basically, QC, to me, they can't get above 9 to 12.
Oof.
Undying can't get above 17th. So basically, I'm honestly sweating when we watch NA next week because I've put so much on the line.
I'm so sad I'm not going to be able to watch this at work. I'm going to come home and be like, am I validated or am I crushed?
Yeah.
Let me have a word before we move on to sort of the teams we haven't mentioned yet, the C-tier teams, and then maybe a couple wild cards. Beast Coast, my boys, K1 Hector, Farm God, Wraith King God, Chryslax, Slark Mid, Special, Whisper, Bolivian President's Best Friends, God Player. I actually am a big Beast Coast fan, and I hope that they do well. And maybe this hurts Adam, but I sort of see them like Quincy, like same level as Quincy, in the sense that they could go on a run because they did it last. Was it last TI that they did? They did like a pretty cool like lower bracket run that obviously eventually petered out.
K1 Hector, Wraith King.
Yeah, K1 Hector, Wraith King, of course. That was last TI. I feel like they could do it again. I don't know. It's hard. It's really hard to say with these SA teams, but I would say between SG Esports, Beast Coast, and Thunder Predator, I think 2 of them will crash out.
Best.
Yeah, Beast Coast is the best.
Beast Coast is solidly the best of those 3.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think one of them, and in all certainty, almost certainly Beast Coast out of those 3, could do a run and could come like 7th, 8th, tops, probably. The other 2 will probably crash out. One of them is going to come 17th, 18th, between Thunder Predator and SG, I think. One of them is going to come bottom groups. Maybe not, but probably if I was going to bet on it. And then I think Beast Coast... I think if they come... I think they'll be expected to come 9th, 12th. And I think if they come 6th, 7th, 8th, that's a good performance for them. If they just are on an absolute tear, maybe 5th, 6th. But that's like... They'd have to go on a crazy tear.
So do we is it 18 teams that are cutting to 16 for the groups?
Yes. No, 18 teams in groups. Yeah, 16.
That cuts to 16 for the main event.
Yeah.
Okay.
8 upper bracket, 8 lower bracket.
So it's like last year's, or 2 years ago.
It's like every time, yeah. I think it's the same last 2 years, yeah. The last A tier team, or the last B tier team we haven't mentioned is Asta. They've got COVID, and also we haven't seen it from them in any majors, so that's why they're B tier. Yeah, they're a bit of a wild card. They're a Chinese team, so they could always just find something. You know, they did win the most recent China DPC, which of all the DPCs is probably the toughest, so I think that does count for something, but We haven't seen it from them, and they all have COVID. So,
but Lanham, never count out Lanham.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like these Chinese teams. All of them have like one god. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Elephant has FY and Somnus. Like
I mean, Elephant they're all sickos.
Yeah.
They all have like good players.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've not touched on OG or Elephant because you've put them in the wild card.
Yeah.
But
let's do them now.
They have to be at least B tier.
Are those the two wild cards?
They were the two wild cards I had.
If not pushing A tier.
Yeah.
So
okay,
when we
OG,
talk,
legitimately, their bounds, they can totally flame out and get 18th, and they can win. Seriously, they can win, and I hate that.
Yeah, you're foolish to say they can't win after they won the last 2 TIs. Do you know what I mean? It's like the team can win for sure.
No, it's not the same team though.
It's true. They don't have Jerex anymore,
but it could happen. I mean, they have Sumail, so I don't know. Do I think it? I just don't want him to win. Can you imagine if Seb, like, he's playing, so he comes back and they just like find a third way to write the history book of like, this time we overcame injury and we won. It's like underdog first time, then the second time defend the title, first ever 2-timer, and then the third time injury recovery. It's just like, please stop. Please.
Injury and COVID recovery, just like, even though everyone had to deal with COVID, it'd be like, we overcame COVID to win TI. Yeah. What do you think, Marco? I mean, Elephant, I'm sure you'll be cheering for more than OG.
Yeah. Elephant's such a cool team. The mix of old school LGD, old school Vici Gaming, FY gods in there. They're the team in the whole DPC that have underperformed expectations the most on paper because they haven't done well in DPC and they had to climb or scrape through Chinese qualifiers. But the quality's there. Is it too much of I mean, it's not superstar, but is it like one of these secret lineups of the past where there's too many good players, no cohesion? It's off form, they're not looking good, but the quality's there. Absolutely could. I mean, I hope they do really well. All their players are so cool. Would love to see Somnus and FY go far. So I'm going to back them. I think I don't know, it's weird. Do you take form? Do you take class? I hope they show it. So, yeah, top 8, hopefully. And the point I was going to make is that when we're talking about these B tier teams, like your Asters and your Quincy's, Alliance, there's a lot of sizable teams that could get top 8. Like when you add them up, there's like 6 to 8 really good teams, really solid teams. I do think these B tier teams, it's a long tournament. I just don't think they'll be able to crack. And I think Elephant, I'm hoping have a turn of form and smash. And then with OG, you'd be stupid to say they can't excel. I think they have the quality. They've got the history. I think they'll ride the pressure. I think they'll I mean, they're just TI. They're a TI team. They perform in TI. Meta, pressure. I don't know. The quality in the team. Topsum, Smail, pretty good players. Yeah, I expect them to do well. So.
The thing with Elephant and OG, they're almost the same team in the sense that both of them massively underperformed. Everyone thought OG would do well at DPC.
Yeah.
Everyone thought Elephant would do well at DPC. And yet both of them have in FY for Elephant, and also Somnus, because obviously he's been in those LGD teams as well. But definitely with OG as well, Seb and No Tail, they know how to make it work at TI.
Yeah.
So if you imagine like OG or Elephant winning like say the first upper bracket game, say they come top 4 groups and they play like the first round upper bracket game, or even they just play in the groups and they crush a series 2-0. It's almost like I would expect Seb and No Tail or FY and Somnus to understand like what the winning formula was out of that series, whereas I could imagine like Alliance or Aster crushing some series in groups against a big team, but almost like not compounding that into a run. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, because no other tournament has such a massive games, because the round robin group stage is never this meaty. And I do think that it has a lot of value, the history of OG with TI experience. Like you say with Elephant, when we listed the LGD achievements, that every time's FY and Somnus, even Super maybe was in those LGD teams. And I do think that TI class matters more than DPC form, and I think you see it with Kuroki. If you look at his TI history, it's actually really good. But in the DPC seasons, it's not like he's a VP secret dominator. And I think it's the same with OG. They do shitty form, but they get into TI and then they smash LGD. They smash TI. I agree that I think they've just got that tournament speciality that not every team has.
They have the mental game sewn up in the sense that you know that OG, and you can imagine Elephant as well, because I imagine winning formulas in Dota aren't going to be too different between teams, but they're very focused on finding like what works for them. You know, if you imagine the last 2 TI finals, OG always go in with some X factor heroes or some strat that like seems unstoppable, and that doesn't happen by itself. It's not just that Seb and No-Tail, like, you know, stayed up all night for months studying the meta and found something. It's also just that they turned their Alchemist or their IO into an unstoppable winning strat because they picked it like 8 times in a row in the upper bracket, whereas other teams might think, wow, we crushed that game with carry IO, now we've got this sick niche pick to bring out sometimes. It's like they sort of know like they use all the leverage they have, sort of thing, if you know what I mean, to like get advantages in drafting and stuff.
Yeah, it's worth saying that OG was so close to not qualifying. They went 3-2 with Tundra.
Yeah, that's a great point. Yeah,
it is, and I think that's different to previous years, how close it took them to get in. But I do think that helps. I think if they'd cruised again, as if it was TI8, that wouldn't give them the critical motivating factor. Whereas I think scraping into TI with a star-studded team and the history behind them, I almost feel like that's a real positive motivator to them as an ingredient to the mentality. It's a kind of a track record that they've not had in any previous TI. Like TI8, it was the complete underdog, scramble from zero but smash it. TI9 obviously like did well all the way through, but this one now they have struggled more than they've had a squad that has struggled. It's different to the last couple of years. I do think they'll be in good shape now.
Yeah, definitely. TI8 was, wow, there's no way we can win TI, but we've won it. TI9 was, wow, we should win TI, and we're winning it.
Yeah.
And this TI is, we should win TI, but we're failing. So it's like different mentality.
Yeah.
It's the first time they've had pressure, and they haven't lived up to it, if you know what I mean, so far.
Yeah, and then I think they'll deliver.
Yeah, so it'd be interesting to see. And then obviously Elephant, that's just like a fun team. It's like DK version 2. Everyone's in for a bit of Elephant action for sure.
Yeah.
Quick words on the teams we haven't mentioned. Undying we have mentioned, but SG, Team Spirit, Fnatic, Thunder Predator, I mean, we sort of mentioned them in passing. Are these the guys that are filling out the bottom of our brackets, flying home early?
Yeah, apart from
I just posted my prediction in the...
I'll put that in the Discord for any listeners that can't see it here.
Yeah. So I think that's what... So I have Fnatic, I have filling out that lower part.
You've got Team Spirit high, Adam.
Yeah.
Stan has them low.
You gotta go crazy with the predictions.
Wow, that is pretty crazy. Team Spirit, I'm not sure.
That's my top 8. My top 8 is EG, LGD, IG, Secret, T1, Team Spirit, Quincy, and Undying. Because we got to get the 3 NA teams in there, like I said.
Questionable top 8. Team Spirit, to me, feel like a punching bag. And in the sense that I think the defining memory of Team Spirit this TI will be the team that goes on to win will crush Spirit 2-0 in the start of their big run. You know what I mean? That's what I feel like. That's what I feel like their role is this TI.
Very nice.
I can already imagine OD Pixel being like, Team Spirit, who have played so well coming up into this series, have just been absolutely overrun by PSG LGD this series, and LGD, they look poised to take this international. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's what I feel that's going to happen.
They are another, apart from Miposhka, the father figure, they are a very young team, like teenagers again, with Papa Makop. I mean, I say Papa Miposhka. Is that who I'm thinking of? I'm sure there's like some Papa in the team. That, like,
he's old. He has been around for a while. He's only 23. I feel like he's been around for a while.
Maybe I'm thinking of... Maybe it's VP. There's some, like... There was someone had a story about how either a player or a coach in the CIS kind of was playing at some LAN cafe with this now teenager CIS player who's like... was at the LAN cafe when they're like 12 or something, and had this like mentor for 10 years, CIS, monk style, whatever. But anyway, Team Spirit, very young. Maybe that makes them unpredictable. I think they've got elements of VP, like they could they have some flashy run because they're fast paced, kind of just classic CIS Dota, similar to what we've seen from some of the South American teams. I think Dynamic always rates Team Spirit. Like, Yutaro is a high MMR player. Toronto, Tokyo, I'm less convinced about him. So yeah, I think they could stomp a couple of games, but then hit a wall.
Yeah, I think
gotta go crazy.
We'll all post our predictions in the Discord. I'll do that as well because it's quite fun. Word on Fnatic. I think Jabs and DJ, their 4-5 combo, are actually sick. I think Jabs is so good. Whenever I watch Jabs play, I'm like, man, this guy's so good. But I'm not sure about their 1-3-3.
Raven carry is pretty good too.
Is it? I feel like Raven, Tron, and Death is kind of like
old school Fnatic. Like they've pulled upsets, or was he on TNC at the time? I don't know.
Yeah,
but Raven's I think Raven was in that game where they knocked OG out.
They finished. Yes. Raven finished 7/8 in TI6 and 9th, 12th in TI7.
Let's move on to our predictions then. The in-client predictions, the tournament predictions, to get you some points, get you some golden sets and whatnot. First of all, though, voice lines. Adam, you're on a couple of voice lines. I'm going to be on one of them as well, but do you want a quick word on the voice lines? Quite fun. Cool that we get them for a year. Do you have any favourites?
I bought PDs because if things are going well, first off, you got to support NA, and then if things are going well in the game, hit them with the "it feels good to be this good." And then I got Slacks because I think it's hilarious. Because this the oh no, it just works with every situation. You know, you go to the rune and they deny it, do the oh no. You get Roche taken from you, do the oh no. Team fight doesn't go well, do the oh no, and it just can't be as mad, which is good. I think it will calm me down.
Yeah, I think
just have a little bit of a laugh.
The voice lines are very fun. I got scammed by Valve though because it's so dumb that they have a price next to them when you hover over them. For me, it's 72p in the UK. But psych, it doesn't cost 72p for the voice line because you've got to buy 5 instances of 72p for you to get the voice line, which I just don't understand. So I paid 72p for the Gareth voice line, the cheeky one. That's a bit cheeky. But now I'm going to have to spend another 4 times 72p, quick maths that I can't do, like 280 or whatever, to actually unlock this voice line, which is a bit annoying. But I guess I'm going to do it, because seeing as I've got such a great discount now. But that's the one that I like the most, makes me laugh.
Do you want my old man pitchfork opinion?
Yeah.
That I don't like the voice lines.
Yeah,
I see it commercially. Alright, nice way to raise some sales. Let's look like we're great Samaritans by funding these talent people that don't need funding, but the tier 2 scene, tier 3 scene does need funding. And then they're just too contrived for me. Voice lines are epic when they're these genuine, in moments, like ding, 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 motherfucker. That game, like 80 minutes, just peak adrenaline of anyone's Dota experience, and we get these iconic classic lines. The one with the South East Asia commentator that did 5 voice lines in one go with the Placard Matag. Just, you can't live that down. And I feel like we've now just flooded 40, 50 voice lines of all these different commentators of cringe shit. That's too hard. Most of them are cringe. Most of them are cringe.
Some of them are so bad.
There's only one acceptable. To me, OD Pixels is my favourite because it's the most genuine in that it's like he's casting, and so it sounds decent and it's not painful and cringy. I'm not into anyone else's, although I can see, you can use it. It sounds good, but it just...
The OD one's so cringy. What the fuck?
I think it's because, I guess there's too many Toby, that they had to kill so many Toby voice lines that there's no good ones left. So they're like, we need to refill, and then let's just get all these talents to record cringy ones. I'm not a fan, if I'm honest. Not a fan. Do you remember the Seb when we were at Birmingham, and you had the Seb with the how many levels you got, and you can't replicate that with these voice lines. That Seb voice line doesn't happen in a studio. It happens live in a game. And so, it's a good way to raise money. Not that Valve need it. Not that these talent need it. Yeah. So, I mean,
is it? What do you mean? They're not trying to do it to like raise money for stuff. I mean,
I don't think it fun.
I mean, I don't think anyone cares about the money side. It's just like a product, isn't it? I guess that like people want to use the voice lines.
Well, yeah, Valve are doing it to make money.
Yeah, Valve. That's what I'm saying. Valve are doing it to make money. They're not trying to fund anything.
Well, and then they make themselves look good by going 50% to the talent, and then the community can be like, I'm supporting my favorite talent. It's like I don't think any of these people need supporting when you're at TI. I think the Tier 2 scene needs supporting. I don't think we need these voice lines because they're all cringe.
I don't know. I don't think they make that much, to be honest.
Yeah, okay. They won't make that much, but they'll make
no one cares about the funding part.
Yeah,
anyway,
no one cares about the funding. I'm just saying.
Much. It makes it easy for you to buy it. It might be a smart business decision from Valve. They might actually make more money just adding this in.
Well, obviously, yeah. They're going to get more people spending money.
Yeah. Would they get 50% more sales? Because that's all they need to make money, right? Or no, I guess they'd need double the sales.
50% more, but they're just going to get more sales. It's a new product. Yeah. People are going to spend money on it.
People like voice lines.
Yeah, so obviously people like voice lines. I'm just salty. Well, not salty. I'm just being old man crying about the fact that they're not as good as genuine voice lines.
Yeah. And
I did find quite a lot cringy.
Yeah, there are a lot of them cringy. Let's move on before we get...
a bit negative.
Get a bit negative for TI. Tournament predictions then. Let's just fly straight in to the hero section. Most picked hero. It's an interesting one. This is I feel like... What do you think, Marco? I don't know how clued in you are to like the meta of these picks, but I feel like there's definitely some good shouts.
Yeah, my meta knowledge is weak at the moment, so I've gone for Enchantress as most picked because I feel like it's a TI hero.
Yeah, I think the stats and the meta point to Tiny. I don't know if that one
really still.
What have you got, Adam?
I have Tiny.
Yeah, I think he's good in the meta, and he was second most picked and third most picked the last two TIs. Yeah, so he's like a big TI hero. And
cycle back around to being good again.
I was trying to think who's got flexible core positions as well, and I guess Tiny does fit that because...
Well, he's just come back. It's interesting because for the longest time this year, the last 2 years, he was only being played as a support, and like they sort of killed mid Tiny. But now he's like a 1 as well.
Yeah.
And he's a mid as well. So he's like 3 positions. You won't really see the 3 position Tiny like you might have in the past, but I think most people will have Tiny for that. Most banned hero? Is it wrong to go Tiny again? I mean, I
went with Tiny.
Interesting. Okay, I haven't gone with Tiny for this one. I went with Io for this one.
I had Io and I switched off of it for Tiny.
Interesting.
I gone Tinker. Because I
don't think that's a bad shout. Yeah.
I think there's a chance that the hero's still broken and that teams therefore ban it. My basic analysis.
Yeah. Hero with the highest win rate? I mean, I've gone with Io again.
Same.
I guess it's sort of in line with most
I
bands.
went with IO as well.
He had the highest win rate last year. He's not core anymore. Does that make it dumb to put it as the highest win rate? Or do you think that it will be played as a support and still just crush? I guess that's what we're all thinking, I suppose, with that pick.
Yeah, such a TI. When even support is, I feel like a TI classic, and in this meta, it's not seems pretty medium to late game. I think when IO comes out, it'll be always good. It'll be always paired well, do you know what I mean? So it'll always be drafted in a good draft. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like IO can work.
Most or highest kill average? Who do we have here?
TA.
PA. Oh, I've got PA as well. Wow.
No, TA.
Oh, TA. All right, I've got PA.
Templars.
I think PA's a bit bold.
I don't know if you're getting 5 PA games.
Yeah, I don't know if I am getting 5 PA games. I hope I am.
I've got Morphling.
Yeah, that's a good shout, actually. I might change PA. I don't want to put TA. TA's so dead.
Yeah,
change it to Morph, maybe.
That's what you have to do. Dead things.
Yeah, I know.
TA seems too long gone to be that good.
PA's too bad, honestly.
In the last major, it's not going to be that good anymore.
And also, even if PA gets picked 5 times, like, you know, in 2 of those games, PA's just going to get crushed and get like 3 kills or something.
Yeah.
So, highest assist average and 5 games played, of course.
I got the winner.
Spec.
Spec. That's a good shout. I got similar. I got Zeus.
Spec as well. Zeus, yeah. Do you think Zeus will get 5 games?
I think you get 5.
Yeah, you think
with
he would get 5, yeah.
Aggregation of the sheets, the
hive mind opinion
is silencer. I think if you silence, you get an assist.
Oh, what? So you press
dies.
global.
Yeah.
You get assist with Stampede. Which
that does damage.
Yeah, it does damage, to be fair.
Interesting. I think
there's no way that you wouldn't put silencer has to be that way because you get assist tags for silence. Because otherwise, you're not going to be all over the map enough. The AoE on your Q is not that big where you tag everyone.
Hero with lowest death average? I thought about this one. I actually had Syllabear for a while, but I've changed it now. It's interesting thinking about heroes that don't die, because I feel like part of me wants to go for a hero that disappears, like Terrorblade, but he's quite easy to burst, or even like a Luna, quite easy to burst. I've gone with Medusa, ultimately. I don't know what you guys have gone with.
I've gone for a
anti-mage.
Yeah, true. When you lose, you just dodge fights, die once, and the game's over. I've gone for a similar idea of the evade, or the avoid fights, maybe the Naga. And then she'll have a good win rate.
The thing I worry about with Naga is I think it might be played as a support.
Interesting shout. Water it down.
Yeah, so that would be my worry with Naga, although I don't know whether it will be played as support. It might not be, but it could be. And then hero with the highest last hit average, I also went with Medusa, but is this like an anti-mage pick or something? I don't know.
I've gone Arc.
I went with Naga.
I was thinking Naga, but went Arc.
Yeah, Naga's a good shout.
I think Arc delays the game more.
Going to be in more longer games.
I hope we don't have 5 Arc Warden games.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, same. Highest XPM average? This is the Meepo usually, but I actually don't think Meepo's going to get 5 games. So I've gone with TA. I'm just a farming mid here, like Templar Assassin. I thought it's a good shout.
Yeah, TA is a good shout.
Yeah, we went with anti-mage, same idea.
Yeah.
Farming hero, a lot of solo XP from waves.
I've gone Meepo.
I think Meepo's going to get 5 games. You believe, yeah.
You think there's going to be a 7.30D or something right before the tournament that Omega buffs Meepo?
Yeah.
Crazier things will happen. 5 games with Meepo.
Yeah. I mean, it usually is about that, but I think Meepo's in a poor state at the moment. Hero with the highest kills in a game? I've gone with Tony again. I think shades of Sume or Tiny at TI8. I think there'll just be one game where like some mid player, whatever, Topson, Abed or whatever, like nothing to say or something, just plays tiny and the game goes 60 minutes and they just keep getting kills. This one often is PA, I feel like, the last couple of years. Or PA can show up in this category and just get a bunch of kills, but...
I think I've got a good shout with Morphling.
Yeah,
and
Morph's a great shout.
Booming a game, just stomping. Like an Arme Morph is...
Yeah, Morph also, then, not the best hero at finishing, so the game tends to go a bit later, which is obviously what you want for most kills. Longer game. High tempo, longer game.
I feel like Morph has the highest kill percentage, or kills as a percent of involvement, because of shotgun. And yeah, I feel like Morph can get rampages quite easily. Doesn't really tag heroes, just kills them.
Yeah, that's fair. What did you have for this one, Adam?
Most kills? Mr. Tiny.
Nice.
That's what Sumail did, so...
Yeah, for sure. Most kills in a TI game ever, right? Was that game?
Yep.
I think?
Yep.
And what about most last hits in a game? What hero have we got here to round out the last prediction in this tab?
Naga, Siren.
Yeah, probably. I've gone Medusa, but Naga's probably a better shout, actually.
There's like 5 heroes it could be, you know?
Arteezy Naga.
Yeah. Let's go to what we all want to know, though, the teams. So, which team will win? Adam, we know your prediction already. It's already been spoiled. EG.
Evil geniuses.
Yeah. Feeling confident? EG.
I'll cry.
What about you, Marco?
Team under... evil geniuses.
Bryle lifting the trophy.
Imagine. Everyone would be like, who are these people?
Yeah. What was your pick? I didn't hear, sorry.
EG.
EG. Okay, nice. I've gone LGD. I've gone for the smart money, I think. We'll see. Team with most kills in the game. A lot of these are just such crapshoots. Like this, I feel like any of these could be anyone. But, I mean, I've gone for VP for most kills in the game and team with highest kill average. I don't know.
I've gone with PSG, LGD, because I figured they'd be dominant.
Yep.
But most kills in a game, that could be like Team Spirit or Beast Coast or something. You know, it's like just completely random.
Could be, it's so random. What have you gone for highest kill average, Marco?
Well, most kills in a game, I've gone for Team Spirit for the slugfest against some other crappy team where it goes
Beast
late.
Coast versus Team Spirit.
Yeah, it's just kills, low quality, carnage. And then highest kill average, because you need to be winning all your games, so EG.
Yeah, fair enough. Team with the fewest deaths in a game, I'm telling you now, Vici Gaming are going to spike a Deucer game where they don't die. It's going to be like a 23-1 Vici Gaming clinical Ori Snorri Deucer game. So I've gone for Vici for fewest deaths in a game. It's going to be a clinical performance, Chinese Dota 2.
Yeah. Not Vici, but PSG LGD. I do think it's classic to be a China team to do that.
Although EG also are a good shout for that as well.
Yeah.
Sometimes they just like crush a strategy.
They could crush a newbie team, but will they crush it with zero deaths?
Will the fewest deaths be 3-2-2? Like,
I hope so.
You know how everyone always is like wants somebody to stick on 3 kills so that can show up on the scoreboard.
Yeah.
I put PSG LGD as fewest deaths.
Yeah.
There's like a strategy to where you just kind of like throw them on a bunch of categories and you'll probably get 1 or 2 instead of tailoring it each specific one.
Yeah, I suppose so. I mean, there's 3 here that are a bit random then. So team with the most assists in a game, team that wins the longest game, and team that wins the shortest game. Maybe the shortest game is less random, but team with the most assists, I went for Thunder Predator, just some random slugfest, and then team that wins the longest game, Fnatic, some crazy slugfest. Yeah, I mean, what do you guys have for those ones? Kind of a
assists,
toss-up.
PSG, and then Evil Geniuses for longest and shortest.
Interesting.
Similar vein to Adam with the longest and shortest, but LGD. I think there will be a game, they crush shortest, but then I do think there'll be one where they're held at bay, can't finish, but are meticulous and are like, well, the optimal strat is we wait 30 minutes to really make sure. and so they go uber late. That's my thinking. And then most assists in a game, team spirit again for this slugfest carnage game.
Yeah, I've actually changed my mind. I'm going to go with LGD for longest game, because team that wins the longest game, I mean, the more games you play, the more chance you have of winning a super long game. So I don't see why I'd have Fnatic, because they're not going to play many games. Team that win the shortest game, I've just gone for T1. Just get them on there, get some different faces going. Team with the highest game length average.
T1.
You reckon T1?
Isn't that what they do? Long games?
Maybe, yeah. Maybe that is what they do. I don't know. I went Vici Gaming, just not on games, just want a farm, I think.
Yeah, Vici Gaming.
Yeah, Eternal Envy is not in the tournament, so you can't just go with his squad.
Yeah. Yeah. And then team that picks the most different heroes. This is almost a function of pick a team that you think is going to do well and that is a bit varied. So I went for a bit of a wild card. I went for Invictus Gaming because I think they could do well, and I know that they have a lot of heroes that they play. When they won that major, the first major of the season, they played a ton of different heroes, so I just went with IG.
I like that shout. I'm kind of tempted by it, but I'm going to stick with T1. I think they could have a run, and if they do have a run, I think it will largely be predicated on this versatility of heroes. And I think they had... I think 23 played, maybe I'm wrong, but I have a feeling he played lots of different heroes in the NA major. And so, yeah, I think they could do that.
Nice. What do you reckon, Adam?
Team Secret.
Yeah, good shout. Good shout if they don't get knocked out.
Getting knocked out.
Wow. Team that takes the fewest different heroes. Who have you got for this, Marco?
I had Beast Coast because of an early knockout, but I'm having to change it to... Where are they? Undying, because
that's what I've got as well. Undying as well. What do you reckon, Adam?
Two strategies.
Virtus Pro.
Boo.
VP. Wow.
That's harsh.
I cannot wait for VP versus Undying in groups. That's a huge clash.
Yeah, I hope they're in the same group.
Yeah.
I mean, EG most likely is going to get one NA, right? Either Undying or Quincy. And that's always a tight match to watch, like butt clencher. Because there's so much dignity on the line if they lose.
Yeah. It'll be fun to see the groups. I presume they'll come out like a day before the games or something like that. Players. This one's quite... I feel like players is actually kind of more fun and a bit less random almost than the teams. Maybe that's just absolute rubbish because there's 5 times as many players as teams. But let's just run through all of them in one go. Do you want to just like run through who you've got for everyone, Marco, or each of these categories?
So mine are... Well, go on, Adam.
Oh, do we want to do all of them or just say player with the highest kill average and then on 3 we all say...
No, don't do that. That's okay. Nightmare for the listeners. I won't be able to hear anyone. I reckon just like list all of them, Marco, in one go.
I'll do the...
or like maybe...
the top half because that's... Yeah. Oh, I'll just do top half. So highest kill average... Ahmed. Most kills in a game, Arme, Morphlin. Lowest death average, Artor, because Pos1 Snoozy Naga just cleaning
Snap. Up. That's one same.
And then highest assist average, I've gone Yang. Kind of weird choice. Was a bit unsure about that one. I wanted a Pos 3, but maybe a Pos 2 is smart. And then play with most assists in a game, I've done Faith Bian. Again, I'm a bit... not very confident on those assist ones. Arbed and RTZ will deliver though.
Yeah, fair enough. Adam, any the same, or what's your top row looking like?
Top row is Abed, highest kill average, Sumail, most kills in a game, Ame, lowest death, Jinq, highest assists average, and Crit with most assists in the game.
Interesting. I quite like that. So, I mean, I had Arteezy as well for lowest deaths. Highest kill average, I went for GPK. Most kills in a game, I went Chris Luck because I wanted to rep Beast Coast, my boy Chris Luck. And then assist average, I went for Kaka because I feel like IG are pretty active and Kaka's their 4. And then most assists in a game, I went Jinq, just some super long PSG LGD game. Are the 3s or the 4s going to get the most assists? Is that a thing, or is that just random?
It could be either. Could, though. Because POS 2s should have involvement in everything.
I guess it depends on the hero, doesn't it? I suppose, as well. Just like a POS 1 could have it with Spectre. Just go Ags, Echo Saber Ags, and just involved all the time. So, yeah. Bottom line, I went with highest last hit average Eurus, and then most last hits in a game Ori. Player with most GPM in a game Sumail, because OG will 100% pick him Alk at some point. Player with highest GPM average Arme, and then player that plays the most different heroes. I went with nothing to say, but could also be someone like Fly or something. Any snaps?
I think I had an Arme snap. What are the average GPM?
Yeah, average GPM.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. And then Sumail most GPM in a game.
Okay, cool. On the same page there.
2 out of 5, not bad. Mine, Arteezy most last hits in a game.
Snap.
And highest last hit average.
Okay.
And then Zhenkyu with most played heroes.
Interesting. I don't think Jinkyu will play that many different heroes. He has heroes that he loves. But maybe.
We will see.
Most last hits in a game, Ori Snoridusa.
That's what I thought.
Nice.
But then, rather than the Sumail most GPM in a game, I've got Arme. I'm feeling like an Alk again. But Arme.
I don't think Arme plays Alk.
Does he not?
I mean, I'm sure he does, but I've never seen him play Alk. I don't think they do that. If LGD play Alk, won't they play it on Nothing to Say? Or, I don't know. Maybe they will play it on Arme. Who knows of these things? These teams could come out with anything.
Yeah.
They could just... Arme could have just been, like, bashing POS 1 Magnus for, like, half the year. You don't even know.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And then tournament, these are all weird. Do we have any, like, definitive shouts? The GPM one. I mean, that's the gimme.
1,000 plus GPM is a gimme.
Yeah. Is 101...
think-
Sorry, go on.
Oh, I think 26 kills plus is a gimme.
Oh, you reckon? 26 kills plus?
Usually the upper bound ones are a gimme. Heroes picked is almost assuredly over 101.
Heroes banned
100.
is
That's tough.
100. No, Heroes banned is always higher than Heroes picked. There's always more banned than picked.
I have them
That's-
both at 101 plus. So
How many
Yeah, so do I.
heroes are there in total? Like 115? 110?
118 maybe?
118?
Somewhere between 5 and 8.
I think
Maybe
it's
one.
pretty smart to go 101 plus with both of those. I think that's fine. What do you reckon the shortest
15.
and longest game?
15 to 19, 59.
Yeah, that's what I put as well.
It's very rare to get like a 14-minute GG, but there will be one in the 15 range. There's something magical about the 15-minute GG.
Yeah. What do you reckon for longest? Do you think we're going to get like a 120-minute game like we did at TI7, VP versus Liquid, or do you think it's going to be a bit more modest than that?
I went with 80 to 89.
Wow, same as me.
I got the 70s.
I don't want there to be a 120-minute game.
No, neither do I.
Not even fun to watch.
It is weird. It's like a weird Twilight Zone when a game goes that long. It's like every hero has Dagon 5, every hero has tier 5 neutral item. It's just weird. It's a bizarre one. Like every hero has an synth Ags. It's just it's not Dota anymore. It's like a new game. It's like a custom map or something. Yeah. So I mean that's everything, right? Come to the Discord to see like our completed 1 through 19 of all the heroes. I'll do mine tomorrow. Adam's already done his. But yeah, any final shouts on TI? Anything that you're looking forward to? Maybe like outside of the things that we've talked about. Any things you want to see? Like dreams? Do you have a dream? Do you want EG to beat OG? Get vengeance for the last 2 TIs?
No. I don't want OG anywhere close to top 3. That would be too scary.
Do you want EG to face OG, Adam, or would you rather avoid the curse?
What do you mean?
Would you want to see OG play EG? Or would you rather EG not have to face them?
I don't know. I'd rather EG not have to.
Because I kind of agree as well. I feel like the history and the pressure is not advantageous for EG in that match. I'd rather EG just play the game, crushing every other team, and avoid this kind of hype of a match. Mental game, yeah, exactly.
My dream is EG beats Quincy in the final as third place Undying looks on, having bested PSG LGD in the lower bracket final.
And OG out in groups, of course.
Yeah.
And Secret. Oh no, you like Secret. It's Marco that's Secret out in groups.
Oh yeah.
What do you...
I'm just thinking in the group stages that it could be 4 streams simultaneous, is it?
There will be, yeah.
So I'm just thinking there's going to be quite difficult to find an agreed stream when we're watching it as a hub.
We're not going to be watching groups as a hub.
Multiple.
Oh, we don't watch groups, do we?
We don't watch groups as a hub.
Oh, my bad. Okay, we're watching groups at work. Okay, cool.
Yeah, and then main event is just one stream. So
okay,
that's fine.
Nice.
Yeah. That's always a fun one. The multi-stream, one game finishes, goes to the next. It's usually catch. The first game of TI is always exciting. I remember, wasn't there didn't you and Matt stay up for first game of TI once, and it turned out to be a 90-minute slug or something, Alliance versus some other team, and it was also it was delayed by 2 hours to start or something.
Classic Matt. Oh my god, yeah, can't believe we did that.
Yeah, so it's always a lot of fun. There's always people that are confused why there isn't an opening ceremony for groups as well. I remember friend of the pod, Brother Joe, was messaging on our chat last year, where's the opening ceremony? No opening ceremony. What's going on? It's nope, that doesn't happen until the main event. That it starts so unceremoniously. The groups, it's just a TI waiting screen, and then suddenly it just cuts to a 240p stream of OD Pixel. Oh, it's finally here. Let's get into the draft. Enter first bound. It's there's no intro. But yeah, maybe there will be this year. Who knows? Some cool CGI that they've been developed in quarantine or something. So we'll see. I'm definitely excited. I mean, very, very excited for the groups. I'm really interested just to see what strats come out.
Yeah.
Because I honestly have no idea. Is Tinker going to be first picked? Do you know what I mean? I wouldn't. Maybe. I don't know. I can't say.
Can't wait to see what I'm going to face in pubs.
Yeah, that's the true one. And also the other thing I would say is that this is going to trigger Marco massively.
Oh, no.
This is going to mega trigger Marco. These players 100% have all the voice lines for all the talent, so you're going to be hearing them a lot.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see how many FE giggles are going to be going on.
So
someone's going to get denied and get hit with FE giggle into Dark Willow giggle.
If someone plays that, they're instantly in the bin as any fandom. Instant binned. If they play that voice line. Coming
out. Oh god, there's so many weeby Dota pros that are definitely gonna.
Is it? I hope it's just the CIS 18-year-old depressed kid players that use it. If anyone else uses it who's been to a TI, I'll just lose all respect.
I agree. Yeah, definitely CIS mids are doing that when they deny creep.
Yeah,
be interesting to see the Chinese, because the Chinese and Russian players also might spam their own country's voice lines. Do Russia have any actually? Oh yeah, they got
they do.
I think EG players, RTs in particular, I think he'll have found some Russian one that sounds cool and he'll say.
No, he's gonna spam his girlfriend.
His girlfriend's one. Yeah.
The Chinese one.
Do you think he would do that? I think he likes a Russian. I think the EG will just go kind of edgy, find a Russian random one, and keep it like that.
You know, I need
translations because I hear the Chinese ones are pretty good.
You know, a lot of the players that know or have played with the people that are now talent. A lot of the CIS teams are going to be spamming Solo, Rezo, and Pasha lines because they're friends with them.
Yeah.
So it's quite funny. Be interesting to see what the Chinese players do, if they find some ones that they like or some English ones that they like. I think I'm clear OG will be spamming them, but they won't be spamming the weeb ones, I don't think. Seb won't allow it. They'll be spamming some other ones, so I don't know. But yeah, be ready for that. At least there isn't the ranged attack effect that there usually is, where it just turns all range attacks into confetti light shows. Do you know what I mean?
Well, they need to fix the teleport effect. You can't tell who's TPing in.
Yeah, I saw that complaint. I haven't seen it myself, but yeah, I saw that.
you can't see the color because everybody TP's in gold now.
We'll see. Anyway, yeah, thanks for joining us for this TI preview show, and we'll be back at the latest for the post-group stage review, and we'll see you then. We'll see what comes of Undying and VP and OG and EG and all these other teams. Have a final whistle, I suppose.